Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on your SmackDown WWE main event, superstars, and some wrestling news around the world. And more than just the pro wrestling, we got the indie feds as well. And here we go with some of the news. First of all, we're going to do this day in wrestling history from the 27th of May. Well, the 2005 TNA's contract with Fox Sports Net was not renewed, and Impact was aired on their network on the final date on that day. In 1994, AAA Triplemania 2C was held in Tijuana, New Mexico. El Torero, Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated Guerrera, Fishman, and Pirata Morgan. Blue Panther defeated Octagon by forfeit to win the Mexican National Middleweight title. Caro Aguayo, Liz Mark, El Hijo del Santo, and Mascara Sagrada defeated La Parca, Psychosis, Black Cat, and El Santico. Los Hermanos, I hope I pronounced this right, Dinamita, Cien Caras Mascara, Anno 2000 and Universo 2000 defeated Los Payos. It's Coco Rojo, Coco Verde, and Coco Amarillo in a cage match. And Conan defeated Jake Roberts in a hair versus hair match. So, well, Conan didn't have much hair to begin with. That made no sense. Title changes. 1959, Jerry and Eddie Graham defeated Mark Lewin and Don Curtis to win the NWA Northeast United States Tag Team titles. In 1970, Luke Brown and Danny Hodge defeated the Hollywood Blondes, that's Jerry Brown and Buddy Roberts, not Stone Cold and Brian Pillman, to win the TSW United States Tag Team titles. 1997, Jimmy Snuka defeated El Gran Goliath to win the Texas Heavyweight title. 1988, Owen Hart defeated Hiroshi Hayes to win the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. 1997, Johnny Ace and Kenta Kobashi defeated the Holy Demon Army, Toshiaki Kawada and Akira Tal, to win the All Japan Pro Wrestling Unified World Tag Team titles. 2002 on Raw, Rob Van Dam defeated Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match to win the WWE Intercontinental title. Also, Terry pinned Stevie Richards to win the WWE Hardcore title, but loses it back to Richards later tonight. 2012, Kai defeated Kenny Omega to win the All Japan Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight title. And now for May 28th, 2000, on this day. Well, in 2000, Mitsuharu Misawa leaves All Japan and founds Pro Wrestling Noah, taking all but two, Masanobu Fuchi and Toshiaki Kawada, of All Japan's full-time roster with him. Well, in 2001, Lance Storm became the first member of the Invasion to appear on WWF program. Event on this day, on the 28th, 1996, the second airing of the WWF In Your House 8. Beware of Dog went off without a hitch. After a power outage thwarted the first attempt, the event held in North Charleston, South Carolina. The original attempt was held in Florence. Was marked as Beware of Dog 2 also. I believe this day is the only WWF pay-per-view to have been held in South Carolina. And this is the match that was held on that day. Shawn Michaels fought the British Bulldog to a double pinfall draw. Michaels retained the WWF title. Savio Vega defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin in a Caribbean strap match, forcing Austin's manager, Ted DiBiase, to leave the WWF. Vader defeated Yokozuna. Goldust defeated Undertaker in a casket match to retain the WWF Intercontinental title. 2002 NJPW Fighting Spirit Memorial Day was held in Sendai, Japan. Koji Kanemoto defeated Jushin Thunder Liger. Kensuke Sasaki defeated Akira. Hiroyoshi Tenzan defeated Kenzo Suzuki. Scott Flash Norton fought Hiroshi Tanahashi to a draw. And Masachono defeated Yuji Nagata. Title changes on May 28th. 1966, Hiro Matsuda and Michiaki Yoshimura defeated Joe Corallo and Killer Carl Cox to win the JWA All-Asia Tag Team titles. Then you got 1974, Red Bastion defeated the Great Mephisto to win the Texas Heavyweight title. 1978, Bruiser Brody defeated Dale Valentine to win the Texas Heavyweight title. 2001 on Raw, Chris Jericho, Y2J defeated Rhino to win the WWF Hardcore title, but will lose the belt back to Rhino later in the night. Birthdays! Happy birthday to the current WWE Tag Team Champion, Seth Rollins, turned 26. Former AWA and USWA Champion Kamala turned 63. Former WWF wrestler Barry Orton turned 55. And one-time WWF Tag Team Champion Headbanger Mosh turned 42. Also today would have been the birthday of the famed Boston promoter Paul Bowser. Way back in history, he would have been 127. And a memoriam on this day, 2009, the wrestling world lost 10-time NWA America's heavyweight champion, the Golden Greek, John Tolos, at the age of 78. Tolos started his career in his native Canada, competing alongside brother Chris as a Canadian wrecking crew. The duo founded success all over NWA territories, winning tag team titles from Stampede and Maple Leaf Wrestling in Canada down to San Francisco and Hawaii. John also won tag team gold in the Texas Western States and Los Angeles territories, teaming with various wrestlers. And within the Hollywood territory, where Tolos found his brass knuckles title on several occasions. Though there were conflicting sources on the exact number, in 1963, he and Chris won the WWF U.S. Tag Team titles from Gorilla Monsoon and Killer Kowalski, arguably his most significant title win. Tolos retired in early 1980, though returned to wrestling as a manager in the early 1990s, appearing as coach in the WWF and under his real name in the UWF. He quietly retired again the following year, taking a job as a security guard for Universal Studios Hollywood. In the years prior to his death, Tolos' health had been in decline, and he eventually passed peacefully of kidney failure. More birthdays. Happy birthday, current TNA and former WCW executive Eric Bischoff, turned 58. One-time WCW World Class Championship Wrestling Television Champion Kelly Kinitsky turned 53, and one-time WWE Divas Champion Natalya from Raw turned 31. Also, today would have been the birthday of Canadian Tag Team star and SMW co-founder Sandy Scott, would have been 79 years old. Dark main event for last night's Raw television show was supposedly John Cena and Alberto Del Rio versus Ryback and Dolph Ziggler. It appeared to be outdated advertising rather than the indication that Ziggler was returning. Well, last week, Jack Swagger took Ziggler's spot in his dark tag main event. Unfortunately, due to Bret Hart Appreciation Day, his eldest brother, Smith Hart, announced on Facebook, "I feel very fortunate that a genuine love of my life, Stacey Angel, and I will be soon tying the knot very soon. This is a beautiful girl, and we'll share the rest of our lives and explore the universe together. We will have further updates to family and friends." From Jeff Sheridan, of course, Hulk Hogan badly burned his hand, and he apologized for posting the terrible pictures. NWA champion and former WWE superstar Rob Conway tweeted, "Big Daddy V and Rob Conway 1-0 as a team. Hard-hitting action against Dan Eads and Nick Iggy at the New Focus Wrestling, Evansville. Details are sketchy, but Bobby Eaton of the Midnight Express tag team, one of the greatest tag teams in pro wrestling history, is still currently hospitalized, and this time, well, he's got on a breathing tube. So his heart condition is not doing good. Update, that was Brian Thompson. They together had a picture posted, I guess, earlier in the week. Bobby continues to battle back much better during my visit 30 minutes ago, according to the post. We still have ways to go, but things are getting better. From Jack Sabbath, meet WWE legends George the Animal Steele and Brutus the Barber Beefcake this Friday night, May 31st, at ICW's Huge Live Pro Wrestling Show at the Elks Lodge at 8220 Queens Boulevard in Elmhurst, Queens, New York. Also appearing is ECW legend and current ICW champion Tommy Dreamer and WWE/ECW superstar NUNZIO. Also appearing Danny DeManto, Dan Maff, Homicide, Big Game, Smith James, Papa Don, Grim Reefer, Matt Taven, formerly of WWE, NXT, Azrael, Bandito, Prince Nana, formerly of had a brief stint in TNA, Maximus, Sex Power, Alicia, and more. Get your tickets and info at www.icwzone.com. From Mike and Farmer, Family Tradition, Pro Wrestling Wyndham's, Stone Cold Steve Austin tweeted, you can download hashtag Steve Austin Show with at JR's Barbecue Part 2 at podcasttone.com. At Podcast 1. iTunes is not working at this time, so you have to download it from the podcast1.com. Live audio wrestling via Twitter interview from John Pollock of the Law Chats with at Project Saban about Slammiversary for TNA, exhibition changes, and more. And there was a link. It's http://bit.ly/12msf4h. If any WWE Hall of Famer would launch a presidential campaign, conventional wisdom would say former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. However, Donald Trump spends $1 million on election research. WWE taped the following matches tonight in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada to air on Wednesday's main event. Sheamus versus Wade Barrett, Jesse Gabriel versus Antonio Cesaro, Brutus Clay and Tensai, and R-Truth versus the 3MB. Dark match before WWE taping in Edmonton saw the Usos defeated Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Main event of Friday's WWE SmackDown television show is U.S. Champion Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton in what appears to be a non-title match. Here's hoping this is a setup for Orton and Sheamus challenging Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins rather than just the typical Orton pins the secondary champion for no reason match. SmackDown taping was held in Edmonton at the Rexall Place. The only advertised match is U.S. Champion Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton, again in the non-title match. WWE main event taping features The Miz and Alberto Del Rio versus Big E Langston and Wade Barrett. There were no dark matches before or after Raw on Monday. There was a match that was advertised that I gave on the Raw show. WWE Superstars was taken beforehand, and the Bret Hart ceremony closed the show. Retired pro wrestler Kamala, again, a happy birthday goes to him, turning 63 years old. He was born May 28, 1950. He had both legs amputated due to complications of high blood pressure and diabetes over the last 2 years. And here's the IndieFed results from Shine. pay-per-view event that took place on Friday in Ybor City, Florida. Nikki Rock beat Allison Kay in a Shine title tournament qualifier. Ivory Velez, formerly of WWE, and briefly TNA from the Gut Check, defeated Amber O'Neal. Santana Garrett defeated Kimberly in a tournament qualifier. Sojourner Bolt, formerly of WWF, WWE's Sassy Stephanie and Jessie Bell defeated Heidi Lovelace, Solo Darling. What if she's any kin to Damian Darling? I doubt it. And Luscious Latasha Leva Bates defeated Taylor Made in a tournament qualifier. Mia Yim pinned Mercedes Martinez in a tournament qualifier. Jessa Havoc defeated Portia Perez, and Angelina Love defeated Rain. For more details, visit pwponderings.com. The following are the results for the AIW JT Lightning Invitational Tournament that took place on May 24th in Cleveland, Ohio. Louis Linden defeated Tadarius Thomas. Davey Vega over Gary J. Chris Dixon defeated Nasty Russ. Marion Fontaine defeated Veda Scott. B.G. Whitmer defeated Josh Prohibition. Kimberly versus Bobby Beverly. Ricky Shane Page beat Colin Delaney, formerly of WWE, actually WWF, one-legged wrestler. No, I think he was a skinny dude. The one-legged wrestler was that guy. Okay, so I got it mixed up. Josh Alexander defeated ACH. Ethan Page defeated Celazia Sparks. Michael Elgin defeated Biff Busick. Adam Cole over Tim Dunk. And Johnny Gargano defeated Matt Cross. For more details, check out pwponderings.com again. There were no pro wrestling shows listed for ESPN Classic tonight. AWA show will return tomorrow, so check back for the listings for that show in this space on Wednesday, which will probably counteract WWE main event. Brad White was at the SmackDown tapings and posted the following on the WWE main event and the SmackDown tapings, and the doors opened 45 minutes before the show started. About 2/3 of the upper section was tarped off. Dark match. Uso Brothers defeated Primetime Players in 4 minutes 30 seconds. Quick back and forth match with the Usos going over. In your main event taping, The Miz, Ricardo Rodriguez, and Josh Branson came out to commentate. Match number 1, the longest match of the evening. Sheamus defeated Wade Barrett in 17 minutes 30 seconds. It'll probably be your main event. Well, they did the main event first. I'm going to redo it and put it on as the main event. What a great match. Several near falls back and forth. The crowd got right into the match, and this was awesome. Chance was out. Sheamus won with a brogue kick. After the match, Barrett talked about how he could beat up any of the weak Canadians in the arena. Then he challenged The Miz to a match. Miz got in the ring, and Barrett tried to hit him with the Intercontinental title, but Miz ducked and hit him with his finisher. And The Miz pinned Barrett and counted him 1, 2, 3 himself. Match number 2, Antonio Cesaro defeated Justin Gabriel in a 4 minute and 10 second match. I sat in the front four ringside for this match and never realized how truly hairy Cesaro is. In other news, a standard match with Cesaro defeating Gabriel by pinfall, and that concluded the main event taping. But they had Brodus Clay, Sweet Tea, and R-Truth defeating 3MB in 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Very quick match. So, I guess that was your dark match, unless it was added to the program. Wait for tomorrow night to find out. Alright, SmackDown was basically a brief one, from what it looks like. Match number 1, Kane pinned Seth Rollins in 9 minutes 50 seconds, and Kane won with a chokeslam. Directly after it, went into a Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for match number 2, and Roman Reigns defeated Daniel Bryan in 9 minutes 30 seconds. Kane punched Reigns in the face and got Bryan disqualified. Kane and Bryan argued afterwards, and the live crowd wanted him to hug it out. Damian Sandow came out with another mental challenge. First, he took a cheap shot at Edmonton and said that they were stupid for giving away Wayne Gretzky for nothing 25 years ago. Sandow began to explain the rules for his ball game challenge when he was interrupted by Sheamus. Sandow tried to cheat Sheamus and got a brogue kick for his efforts. Match number 3, Ryback defeated Kofi Kingston in 2 minutes 25 seconds. Ryback came out in an amulet. Kofi got the upper hand right away, but was shell-shocked and pinned. Afterwards, Ryback powerbombed Kofi through 3 tables, and Kofi was then carried out by paramedics. Match number 4, Big E Langston with AJ Lee defeated Alberto Del Rio in a 4 minute 30-second match. Langston dominated the beginning of the match, and Del Rio tried to get the upper hand but couldn't. AJ got in a cheap shot at one point, and Big E won by pinfall. Match number 5, Curtis Axel defeated Sin Cara. Somebody else had said that his last name shouldn't be Cara anymore. It should be Bacha. And the match took 2 minutes 5 seconds. Axel talks about how he beat both Cena and Triple H, and that makes him great. Axel then beat Cara with a perfect plex. On the plus side, Sin Cara did not mess up. For a great job. Kudos, Sin Cara. Got a match without a botch. Okay, Chris Jericho spoke about how he will beat CM Punk at the WWE Payback pay-per-view. And his next match, he defeated Cody Rhodes in 5 minute and 5 second match. Quick and back and forth. Fast-paced match with Jericho winning by submission. Probably the walls of Jericho, I'm guessing. No result on that. And there is a second report on that one. Randy Orton defeated U.S. Champion Dean Ambrose by disqualification in 12 minutes 45 seconds. A great match with great pacing. Orton won by DQ when the other 2 members of the Shield interfered and attacked Orton. Team Hell No came in for the save. And Theodore Long came out and restarted the match as a 6-man tag. And it may be even cut as a dark match. Team Hell No and Randy Orton defeated the Shield by disqualification again at 3 minutes 15 seconds. Lane Garcia thanked everybody for coming. Overall, it was a great show. WWE kept the crowd going with video packages during the breaks. Daniel Bryan was by far the fan favorite. Second report was even more brief, thanks to Michael, for the following WWE SmackDown spoilers from tonight's tapings in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Kane defeated Seth Rollins with a chokeslam. Roman Reigns defeated Daniel Bryan by disqualification when Kane hit Reigns. Kane and Daniel Bryan argued after the match. Damon Sandow did another mental challenge segment in the ring. He ripped Edmonton and went to explain the rules, but was interrupted by Sheamus. Sandow cheated in the challenge, and Sheamus laid him out with a brogue kick. Ryback came out in an ambulance before squashing Kofi Kingston. After the match, Ryback stacked 3 tables and put Kofi through them. Kofi was then taken out on a stretcher. Big E Langston defeated Alberto Del Rio by pinfall. AJ Lee interfered towards the end and got the cheap shot. Curtis Axel defeated Sin Cara in a quick match. Axel cut a promo before the match and talked about beating Triple H and John Cena. Axel won with a perfect plex. Y2J came out and cut a promo on CM Punk and WWE Payback. Jericho then defeated Cody Rhodes with the Walls of Jericho, as I was predicting. Randy Orton defeated Dean Ambrose in your main event by disqualification when Reigns and Rollins interfered and attacked Orton. Kane and Daniel Bryan came out for the save to end SmackDown. And that was the end of his report. But as the first report stated, that was a big difference. That they restarted and made a 6-man tag. So I guess that could have been your dark match main event. Again, thanks for viewing. Peace out. God bless everybody and have a beautiful week. Go to your TEWrestling.VZE.com to purchase your TEW Wrestling events throughout the entire year. Our monthly shows. And I may have a dark match on this coming Sunday. Unknown who I'll be facing. As of yet. Still waiting. Lack of training. So stay tuned for more action. Next week. Same 3 or 4 times. Same 3 or 4 channel. Peace out.